Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Jason Laird from the Storm Tracker Weather Center here with a quick afternoon weather update. Well, as we started talking about yesterday, some pretty major changes to the forecast. Area of low pressure tracking in off of the North Pacific, bringing a significant chance of snow accumulations across the area. Let's get you right over and show you what we've got cooking for the remainder of your Wednesday. Tracking a few isolated showers around Helena and Great Falls tonight, the heaviest stuff staying to our south. You notice there's a few of those showers moving into your Thursday morning. Now, as we fast forward into Thursday morning, we'll likely see the kind of leading edge of this system move throughout the area right around 6 or 7. That system is going to be mostly rain, maybe a little bit of a mixture there, but the second wave of moisture is expected to move through right around noon to 2. Right around that time frame is when things are going to really start ramping up. As this system comes through that you're looking at now, temperatures are going to drop very rapidly. With that said, any of that moisture that started off as rain is going to quickly transition over to snow. The one thing to keep in mind is we're dealing with that temperature. So the quicker it cools, the more snow accumulation we're going to get. The slower it cools, the more rain we're going to get. But right now, it looks like this system is going to drop temperatures pretty rapidly, which is really going to increase the snow totals across the area, hence why the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch and now a warning for much of our area. As Thursday afternoon plays out, especially throughout eastern Montana, we're going to see some pretty significant accumulations. The areas I'm really keeping my eye on now is Judith Basin and Fergus counties. Those are going to be the two counties in our viewing area that are likely going to see the greatest impacts. However, even here in Great Falls, I would not be surprised 3 to 5 inches of overall accumulation. So very, very significant storm system moving through, and it's going to last with us into Friday morning. So with that said, like we were just telling you here, we do have a couple watches, warnings to point out. Areas in purple here throughout our area: Cascade, Choteau, Fergus, Judith Basin. That is a winter storm warning through Friday morning at 6 a.m. Snow accumulations expected 3 to 7 inches over most of our area across the plains. Now, this is going to be along Highway 87 corridor from Great Falls to Loma, also into the mountains. 6 to 12 inches of snow expected. Now, please keep in mind that this storm is producing or expected to produce pockets of heavy snow. So with that said, there's going to be areas that see a lot of snow, could go a couple miles down the road. You're not going to see as much. So it's a very producing very isolated pockets of snow out of this system, so just kind of keep that in mind. As we move a little bit further north, we do still have a winter storm watch. I would not be at all surprised if that gets bumped into a warning as well. And then the further east we go, we do have a winter storm watch as well, set to expire Friday at 12. Areas into the mountains here near Kalispell extending south, that is a winter weather advisory. Heavy impacts in this area, but not obviously as heavy as what we're tracking throughout the areas under that winter storm warning. So again, just to kind of reiterate, very, very wet springtime storm. So the snow that we're tracking out of this system is going to be that very wet, heavy, dense snow. The one good thing is we've had enough sunshine, and we do still have a pretty significant sun angle that a lot of the roadways are going to stay warm enough where I don't anticipate much in the way of accumulation on the roads. We'll likely get kind of that slushy stuff, but the areas seeing the accumulations will likely be grassy areas. So kind of keep that in mind there. So to kind of paint the picture of why this system is going to be impacting our area the way it is, I wanted to show you again our 500 millibar chart. This is one of my favorite graphics because it really helps to tell the story of what the weather is trying to do. So again, we're looking in the atmosphere at about 18,000 feet, pressure levels at the 500 millibar level. So just like we told you yesterday, all those little white lines you're looking at, those are areas of consistent pressure. So to kind of point things out, right here is that area of low pressure. This was the area of high pressure that was over top of the region. As we fast forward into our Thursday, this dip right here, that is the area of low pressure that's dropping into the area, pulling in significant amounts of North Pacific moisture. With that, it's also going to allow for cold Arctic air to drop into the state. So those two combining factors are going to be what really kicks things off. The other factor we have is when we get this big dip in the jet stream, what happens is we call it the jet max. where the jet stream winds are the most amplified, and that's going to be right along the southern portions of this area of low pressure. And you see how it kind of breaks off like that? So what that's going to do is continue to circle a lot of that moisture over top of the state, hence why our snow totals are getting bumped up so rapidly over the next few days. Now, the good news here, though, is as we enter into Friday, check that out. More high pressure builds into the region. That's going to clear this system out very, very rapidly. So yeah, Thursday into Friday morning looking nasty. But as soon as we move into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, looking pretty darn nice out there. Breaking down the snow totals out of this system. 3 to 5 likely throughout Great Falls. 3 to 5 possible in Helena. I would say closer to 3 inches in Helena. Likely about 3 to 4 inches here in Great Falls. Cut Bank, I wouldn't be surprised if you see upwards of 8 inches there. Lewistown, about 8 to 12. Again, the areas of concern are going to be Judith Basin, that's one of the areas I'm keeping my eye on, and Fergus counties. That's not to say that other areas won't get heavy accumulations, but really the core of this system when it comes to snowfall extending from Cut Bank down to Lewistown and kind of camping out just north of Bozeman and Billings there. That right now appears to be the core of this system. Forecast models are pretty good agreement with that being the heaviest impacted. All right, backing things up a little bit here, looking at the mid-20s and 30s for your overnight lows across the region tonight, and tomorrow again much cooler with temperatures struggling to hit the 30s in most locations. I've got Great Falls at 39. I think we'll start out all right, but that temperature is going to drop pretty rapidly throughout the afternoon. So a little bit longer weather forecast today online, but I wanted to break that system down for you. We'll have more details and keep you updated on this storm system as changes come down the pipe. 5:30 and 10 o'clock. Hope to see everybody there.